Hi, my name is Giovanni Diaz, and I am a bisexual male. I'm 21 years old, and I came out about senior year, so about like 3 years ago. I just wanted to talk to you about my personal journey, and hopefully you can gain something from it. I think one of the hardest things for me growing up in high school was having male friends. I was super uncomfortable with hanging out with guys one-on-one and making guy friends and hanging in group scenarios because I felt like it felt like there was a strange disconnect that I didn't understand at the time. And now I look back and it's like, oh, I didn't fit the social standard of what a man is. And that's all right, that's totally fine. And my friends didn't help me because they were totally straight guys that were a little homophobic, you know, Hispanic men. And not to say that all Hispanic men are homophobic, X, Y, and Z, but this group was for sure. And I remember this one time, I was hanging out with my friends, and we were talking about porn. I was watching this girl, and she had a fat ass, and everybody was like, woo, woo, wow. And this other dude chimes up, and he's like, I watched this porn, and she had some big ass titties, yeah, woo. And I step up, and I was watching these two girls, and everybody was like, yeah, lesbian porn. And I was like, hold up. One of them had a dick though, yeah. And everybody was quiet. Crickets. And they were like, that's gay, dude. And I was like, what? But it's like the best of both worlds because like the worst part about straight porn is dude. So if you make the dude a girl, that's just even better. And they just did not resonate. They just did not understand. Also, another hurdle, the same kind of token of not fully accepting was parents. My dad was not cool with gay people. Luckily, he wasn't in my house to enforce those rules and to live up to those standards. And my mom, you know, she was born in New York, a Christian. She eventually had to learn to love her son that was different. And we have a great relationship now. I love her so much. I would never trade in any of the events. She learned and she grew and she's human and that's okay. And she loves me just the same as previously. And I'm so grateful for that. I was very lucky. And eventually, I want you to know that you will eventually find the people that you are comfortable with, that will accept you, people that resonate with your weird fantasies. I say weird, they're not weird. I think the second hardship, still relating to not accepting, was myself. I didn't accept myself for a very long time. I didn't fully understand why I didn't fit the typical man standard. And that led to a lot of aggression. That led to a lot of confusion because I was more emotional than my peers. And I didn't understand that. I felt ashamed of feeling vulnerable or emotional. And there's no point in that at all. I had to understand that, to me, being a real man wasn't hiding your feelings, but was accepting them. And when you accept those feelings, you feel them, you process them, and then you get your shit done. There's nothing is gonna stop me from achieving my goals. If it's someone being rude to me, I don't lash out. I understand those emotions and I process them and I live through it. You know, not being macho, masculine, but eventually you just learn to accept that part of you. And once I realized that I did kind of feel some sort of way towards men, I was like, you know what? Other than pushing this down, let me explore it. It might be a phase and it might not be a phase. And if it's not, I love that and I accept that part of myself. And I feel like that's manly in itself, you know, just accepting things that are hard to accept, standing up for what you believe in, being individual, being yourself. One of the last hardest things to fully accept when I was, you know, fully accepting my sexuality as a bisexual was I wanted validation from other people. I wanted them to know that I was bisexual. I wanted them to know that I was not just a confused boy. I wanted them to understand that I was fully understanding what I was. And I looked for other people's validation. I kissed boys just so I can be like, I kissed a boy. I did it. I did things with boys, you know, that I wanted to prove to people that I was the thing instead of just being the thing, you know? I was trying to prove to other people, I was trying to get their validation. I was trying to be extra gay always trying to be extra whatever. But that's just, in a weird way, that made me less me, you know? Trying to be bisexual and be proud of that is great, and I'm happy if you do that and you celebrate. But to go out of your way to try to be like, I'm bisexual, you have to, that isn't the thing, that makes me cool, that makes me whatever, that I've been with boys and I've done both. It doesn't matter. If they don't believe me, that's not my fault. I don't have to control other people's opinions. That's not on me. I don't believe in that. I am who I am, and that's it. Through the hardships though, there are always going to be, on the flip side, blessings. And one of the first things that I felt was a sense of acceptance. And not only that, but I found acceptance in a group, in a collection. When you meet other queer people, other gay people, you immediately get that feeling of, oh, they understand me, they get me, they understand the side of me. I don't have to hide, I don't have to do whatever for these people to accept me. I instantly feel loved and safe, and that feeling is irreplaceable. It is amazing. It is great. Hopefully you find that group that really makes you feel safe and loved and able to be yourself. I also think that it's like the easiest way to suss out if like a group of girls are cool, a group of dudes are cool. Because I've met, obviously it's easy to say like, this dude's homophobic, but it's like some dudes are cool with it and some dudes aren't. And lastly, I'm a very spiritual person. I believe that the mind, or that the human experience, is made up of physical, mental, and the spiritual journey. And I think mentally, if you cannot accept a part of you, even the part of you that you hate and the part of you that is deemed bad, you're not fully living life. It's a shame. You have to accept that part of you, and that doesn't mean you can't change or you can't be better, but it means I love every single part of me and I want that part to be the best. And when I came to that conclusion that I was bisexual, I was into men. This form of me, I felt the closest I've ever been to myself, and that's beautiful, and it just gives me reason to be like, oh, well, if I accepted this part of me, I can accept this part of me. That's the end of the video. I appreciate you so much for listening to me ramble about I being bisexual, and that's it. If you have any questions you would like to ask me about sexuality or any advice you hope to answer, please leave them in the comments, and I will absolutely respond and hopefully help you through it. And yeah, have a nice day, have a blessed one, and goodbye.